Good evening, everyone. And tonight, as promised, we have Dr. Lynn Migdal. She's a doctor in chiropractic, a Chiro Chi Reiki master, and a health and wellness expert. Welcome to the show, Dr. Lynn. We are happy to have you tonight, and we know we have so much to say tonight, right?
Yes, we have a lot to talk about.
Okay, wonderful. Can you please introduce yourself to our viewers?
My name is Dr. Lynn Migdal. I've been a chiropractor since 1981, showing my age here. I went to New York Chiropractic School, and I've been in Florida longer than I've been in New York. So when people say, where are you from? I have to say Florida because I've been here so long. I've been a health and wellness consultant in the natural healing arts.
Okay.
So I am a holistic healer, but most of all, I'm an educator and a teacher on the truth of empowerment. So my life is dedicated to empowering others to understand the power of the nervous system. Most people in this country have been disempowered, and I'm so happy tonight that you've invited me to come here and educate people about their own anatomy, about their own physiology, so that we can wake up and start to heal your body and heal your life.
That's right, wonderful. We are so thrilled to have you tonight. And we're going to start by asking you about what is Chiro Chi?
Chiro Chi. Well, CHI or QUI, Chi, means energy flow. What people don't know and don't realize is that the first three letters of chiropractic is Chi, CHI. So the Spanish understand chiropractic right away because they call us chiropractors. In the Middle East, I would be called a chiropractor. In the US, I'm a chiropractor, which means that I am a central nervous system energy flow doctor. So my job is to take your central nervous system and to tune it up and have it flow so that the nerves are free to do what they were born to do, communicate with the organs and the cells and the systems. So a Chiro Chi master is the same as an electrician. Kind of find out where your power is not flowing. Now, we don't create the power. We just tune the power up if it is having problems flowing to a particular organ. The Chiro Chi lifestyle is the information and the lifestyle of choosing stress reduction and stress solutions for your nervous system. Okay. See, when people go to the chiropractor, they get all the bones in their bodies checked, including the cranial bones, the bones that protect the brain, the central nervous system, the spine, and the pelvis. But we don't have crazy glue.
No.
So when we tune you up and have your life flow as you were created to have it flow, you were born to heal yourself. When we assist that magical process within inside you, you leave the office and you're under stress. Mm-hmm. You're under chemical stress, either from the foods that you're eating or the thoughts that you're thinking. Emotional stress will cause a pinched nerve. And then there's physical stress, which we're going to get to tonight when I teach you about how to chirotext. Chirotexting, you know, which is the symmetrical, healthy way to have a relationship with your cell phone. So that's coming up soon. That's under physical stress. But to tell you the truth, the cell phones have created holistic stress for the entire body. So we understand that all the nerves are in our brain. Here starts the central control system. And most people understand that if they hit your head or you bang your head, it's very serious because we know the central nervous system is powerful and controls everything. And then we kind of forget about what goes on from here down, which is the spinal cord and all the spinal nerves that also go to all the organs.
True.
But tonight you've invited me here to talk about post-traumatic stress and its relationship with the vagus nerve.
Yes.
Because this is what's going on that's disempowering all of us at all ages.
Yes, I was about to ask you,
yes,
specific age group.
There is no specific age group to see a chiropractor or Chiro Chi master. Chiro Chi is the combination of chiropractic and Reiki. So with babies and pregnant women, chiropractic is very gentle, like Reiki, because the mom's ligaments are very loose, so they don't need force. Yeah. So the chiropractor molds the technique to the patient's condition and to the patient's age. So we like to start in utero and give the mom's pelvis the most amount of room and make the baby and the mommy the healthiest the whole 9 months that they could be, so that they would do natural childbirth.
Right.
I had 2 kids at home because the cesarean rate was so high in Bethesda Hospital in the 1980s. So right now in the United States, the woman's pelvis is too small or the babies are too big, because over 80% of women seem to not be able to birth naturally. Chiropractic helps the woman's pelvis to have as much room for the baby to turn if it's breech, and to come out the right way. So newborn babies go to the chiropractor. Matter of fact, they come out knowing me if I took care of them for the 9 months. So we help with breastfeeding problems because the nerves of the upper back go to the breast. And also if the baby had birth trauma, then sometimes they're cranky, like they can't suck on a certain direction because they're actually screaming from pain. It has nothing to do with it. They can't breastfeed, but because they can't speak, yeah, they don't know it. So that's in utero and newborns. All ages, and again, the technique is suited for the age type, going all the ways up to osteoporosis or cancerous bones. There are techniques, so there really isn't anyone who couldn't benefit from a very specific natural tune-up to their nervous system, because it can be very gentle. Right.
And then tonight, how are we gonna start the process? So are you gonna start talking about the vagus nerve, or just, I'm going to let you lead the show, Dr. Lynn.
Oh, okay. Well, the vagus nerve is your 10th cranial nerve. That means it's the 10th nerve that comes out. But this nerve is called the wanderer. And the reason it's called the wanderer is because it goes so far from the brain all the ways down to the pubic bone area.
Right.
So I would like to teach people about this nerve, because you control how this nerve is going to be. Would you like a brain nerve that communicates with all your organs, mostly all the organs, and also controls your reaction to stress, to be healthy and happy, or to be pinched and not working to its optimum? So let me tell you about your vagus nerve. Your vagus nerve is a cranial nerve, and I want to show you the pathway, because we've been talking about the central nervous system and nerves that come through the spine, that come out of the spine and go to the organs. The vagus nerve runs from the back of the skull. It comes out and then goes in front, around near your jaw and the first bone in your neck. So it comes out in the front here, travels down, and then has to go through your clavicle bone here. What's happening with the cell phones and the forward head posture from looking down at the phones is that we're having compression on one of the vagus nerves. After the vagus nerve comes through the collarbone, it feeds the heart, the lungs, the liver, and the top organs. Then it pierces the diaphragm, okay, and then goes to the lower part of the organs. So it's a holistic nerve because it is doing feedback from your organs to your brain. Now the information, we're not saying that it's totally cut off, but if you want to raise your ability to function at a higher level, you will start to get conscious of your posture for this nerve. Something special about this nerve is that it also regulates your inflammation, and that is kind of a fad word right now. Inflammation is being blamed on everything, and I always say, what's causing inflammation? The inflammation is not the answer. The answer is what is causing it. Well, the vagus nerve that's up here, that's the most important cranial nerve that you have to take care of, controls your levels of inflammation. The other thing that's very, very important about the vagus nerve is that it controls your hormonal reaction to stress. So not only is it doing function to the organs, it's also controlling our attitudes. So we have a world that is full of stress right now. And if you want to prevent post-traumatic stress disorder and be able to snap back after major post-traumatic stress and trauma, or just the regular stress of life, you would tune into how do you get this nerve to flow and to stay happy?
Yes, how do you do that?
Well, we are in control of our posture, except for what we have to do for work. So there are occupational hazards that make us look down.
Yes.
But when we take a walk to the bathroom or across the room or get up from our desk, we can then free up the vagus nerve. Or you can change your posture at your desk station. So other than occupation that forces you to look down, at times you can take breaks and breathe and free up this nerve. So if you wanted to have this nerve free and we were sitting down, I would say to put, feet on the ground equally, knees balanced so that the weight is balanced on your pelvis equally. So if I'm going to be sitting like this, okay, I could be pinching the vagus nerve here in the clavicle bone and twist up my diaphragm right now.
Okay.
Reason I don't sit like this is because I'm now addicted to pleasure of my breathing. I can't breathe like this. Most people can't. But I can feel right away that I can't flow. So you'll see me changing, even with you here, that I might have started here in the chair, and then you saw me go all the way forward. Why?
Yeah.
So that it's like riding a horse. When you're on a horse, you wouldn't be all twisted because you'd fall off. When you're working at your desk and when you're actually looking at your phone or texting, you can choose this posture. This
so
looking down.
Instead of looking down.
Yeah, so what I'm going to demonstrate for you right now is go check your phone right now. What's the normal way that you check your phone? Okay, I want you to hold still and don't move, okay? Try to take a deep breath right now. And you could watch her up here, okay? Now very slowly, so it's not like a selfie when we say pick the phone up or dance with your phone. If you were dancing with your phone and you are relaxed, now pick up the phone and take a deep breath. See how the lungs have room to expand, your diaphragm can drop, and you can breathe fully while on the phone. So when I say look up or hold it up, people do this because they're used to doing a selfie. When you do this, you're pulling your shoulder forward. All right, so you want to have it come up close to your body. We do this with our hands for our hair. We drink water bottles. So we're very used to the hand coming up to the face, except with this. This is a trend that is damaging the vagus nerve and our oxygen levels.
So in other words, utilizing the phone quite often can have a negative impact on our vagus nerve.
It's impacting the whole nervous system, but especially the vagus nerve.
Okay.
Because of the forward head and the twist, because what people are also doing, I said I was going to teach you chirotexting. Chirotexting is when the phone is in front of you and you're using both thumbs. Okay, so the one-sided text where you're down and twisted and just using one phone, like in the car, people checking, oh my God, it rang, I have to go check it, even though I'm driving, like that. So this side is being compressed forward and down. And it's compressing the nerves of the neck too. Wow. We're just talking about the vagus nerve tonight because we chose this because it controls your reaction to stress. So if people are all stressed out and they think that they're out of control, with the food sources or the government or the climate or whatever people want to complain about that's outside of us, we also need to say that there are certain things that we are in control over. Okay. So we're in control over whether we choose the posture where oxygen is going to get to the brain. And we are in control of the posture of whether our reaction to stress and cortisol levels, are going to be crazy or balanced.
Wow. Dr. Migdal, I see that you are a chiropractic breath coach. How is that about?
Well, we know for sure that food, water, and oxygen is important for our life supply. Yes, and trust me, a lot of patients that I see are on empty of all three. Cars running around that are not getting their food, water. And for us, it's oxygen. So emotionally, we're the only animals that hold our breath. And that cuts down on the oxygen. So with emotional stress reduction, so I'm what's called a therapeutic breath coach, which means that I facilitate workshops where people are taking an hour to breathe.
Oh.
And once you understand breath work, then you're able to do it on your own as stress reduction. But let's just say a regular work day, okay? If somebody is yelling at you, giving you negativity, or they have negative energy and you don't like their energy, the first response is, I don't want that. So we go into contraction. We hold our breath. You know, when someone coughs, what do we say? Oh, I don't want to get that, right? So we go into contraction. We actually pinch our nerves, and that's disempowering. So I'd like to teach you a power posture. Okay. So we're back to what we said before, that you are balanced, sitting up straight. Yes, don't look at me. Let's have you straight, looking straight ahead. You want your chest bones to be in a posture where the lungs can inflate fully. And the diaphragm has all the room to drop here. Okay, so that would be for many people coming to an edge of a seat. Okay. Because when you roll it back, it starts to compress here. And the diaphragm drops down so that the organs can get out of the way of the lungs. But most people, even people in yoga who are studying, they think that the belly breathing that they teach is a natural process. That's a therapeutic belly breathing. Okay. We naturally have the belly go down with the diaphragm goes down, and it pushes the organs away for the breath. So right now, if you're sitting and you're open, if you take some breaths, you will have room to inflate all the lungs. Okay, so your breastbone actually is going wider and longer. Wider and longer with each breath. So you want to maybe breathe in for 4 or 5 counts and then out, especially when you're listening. So you guys are listening right now, you could be breathing. Okay. Okay. So that sentence, you know, someone took your breath away. Not true. Not true. You gave it away. That's right. It's like your peace, you know. It's like people can't take it from you. It's something that I want you to own. So that means take a couple more breaths. When you get to enjoy that, and your shoulders should be back and down, so your shoulders are open. See the way she's breathing right now? She's using her shoulders up every time she's taking a breath, because she's not used to breathing up into the clavicle bone. Nothing has to move. No one has to even know you're doing it. So you're oxygenating and you're getting healthy, and people don't even know what you're doing, because in public you're not going to go... They'll like cart you away, you know, at your job, right? Okay. But when you're listening to a patient, or if your spouse is complaining, or your children are whining, there's no reason why you can't be in this world and breathe at the same time. Deal with your stress with the breath and keep oxygenating. So that's in your life. Okay. This can happen, this flow. When you fall in love with the pleasure of how great it feels to have this wonderful, beautiful posture, it's like a dancer who's dancing all day. Okay. Okay. So your breath, I call it breath dancing. Breath dancing. Because all these muscles are dancing to the beat of your heart and your lungs. It's a dance. Life is a dance, and there's a dance within you. Become the dancer who is flowing and breathing all day. When you fall in love with that, you won't want to go back to this. Okay. And if you do, you'll do it for a second, but then you'll go, yeah. Do I want to breathe? Do I want to connect with my heart? Do I want to connect with life? Because this is our connection to our spirit. And we're cutting ourselves off here, and we're cutting it off here. Okay?
Dr. Migdal, I see that you wrote a few books, and one of them is called The Wind Kiss. Talk to me more about it.
Wind Kissed is a children and parent empowerment book. So it's a fantasy story, how children can be empowered. These children come from abuse, and they get so strong by learning how to look up and breathe that they save the earth through wind kisses of love that cause storms on the planet of love. And there's no more anger and there's no more wars. So it is a fantasy book coming out of abuse, Wind Kissed. And Eternal Love Connections. This is an adult version. Both books talk about the nervous system, about holistic healing of the nervous system. This is my story of how I healed after a mudslide took my whole family in seconds. So the stuff that we've been talking about, the post-traumatic stress and everything that we spoke about, is in this book. It can be found on Amazon, but you have to put my name in. because I'm self-published and not famous.
Uh-huh.
But it is a very fast read. It's about an hour. It's not a sad
Okay.
book, but it's
Okay.
a mother's resilient journey.
Mhm.
Preventing post-traumatic stress disorder, which will help everyone to get over all the little things that they're stressed out about. So
Yes.
again, Amazon.com. If you look me up on my author page, you can learn more about the books.
And next time, I would love for you to talk about the experience of the mudslide.
Sure.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, thank you so much for watching us tonight. And again, Dr. Migdal, it was a wonderful pleasure having you. The name of the show is Kozesante. Can you please say hi to Kozesante viewers?
Hello, Kozesante.
So saying it right. Thank you so much, and see you next Thursday at 9 p.m. Thanks for watching. Bye.